This year's been an emotional one, I'm really proud of how much I've grown as a person. I feel like I'm getting upset already.
Dana White has just detonated a shockwave across the MMA world. One so massive that fighters, analysts, and fans are still trying to catch their breath. Inside sources claim the UFC president has personally told PFL's undefeated knockout machine, Dakota Deva, "Stay ready. You're next for a potential super fight with Valentina Shevchenko." That single message sent tremors through every corner of the combat sports community. What amplified the shock even more was Dakota's reaction. Fearless, bold, and completely unexpected. Dana praised her razor-sharp striking, high-paced guard work, and the way she stayed aggressive even while taken down. He said she executed a perfect game plan. And now, the stage is being set for a historic showdown. Dana's message, Dakota's comeback, expert reactions, and a potential landmark fight are all colliding at once, creating one of the biggest storylines women's MMA has ever seen. The moment Dana's message leaked, analysts from across the sport exploded with opinions. Some insisted Dakota versus Jessica Andrade would be a wild, chaotic clash. But when discussing who sits at the top, everyone still points to Valentina Shevchenko. She became the first woman to earn a ruby on the championship belt and dominated her division for years with technical brilliance. People argue she may be slowing down, but age and mileage don't erase greatness. No one, not even the best of her era, has been able to truly dismantle her. Grasso beat her clean, yet Valentina remains the most complete female fighter in the world. She can strike, wrestle, counter, and adapt in ways few fighters can. That's why this potential fight is electrifying fans. A once-in-a-generation technician facing a rising powerhouse who represents the future. The whole MMA community already feels the collision approaching, and no one can look away. When Dakota was asked whether she dislikes repeated UFC questions, given she's a PFL fighter who owes much of her rise to her promotion, she responded with humility and loyalty. She explained that PFL discovered her at a time when she wasn't massive, helped her grow her following, invested in her development, and even created a flyweight division because she joined the roster. She said she will always respect that. She doesn't mind UFC questions because she understands fans want to see her against the best. But she refuses to forget where her opportunities came from. This sincerity made fans admire her even more, proving she's grounded despite her sudden fame. Yet behind that politeness is a fighter with a ruthless competitive spirit, one who believes she can take on anyone in the world. That balance of loyalty and ambition is one reason her name is exploding into global relevance, and why this crossover fight is gaining unstoppable momentum. The situation escalated when insiders confirmed Dana White had reached out to Dakota with a message that changed everything. He wants her as Valentina Shevchenko's next major opponent. This isn't normal matchmaking. This is UFC versus PFL, champion versus champion. It's a shift in the sport's power dynamics. Dakota Deva is PFL's undefeated star, riding a 15-0 record, fresh off a $1 million championship win. Her violent finishes and rising global popularity have made her the face of PFL's women's division. On the other side stands Valentina Shevchenko, UFC's legendary flyweight queen, a fighter who has set records, dominated generations, and earned the reputation of being one of the greatest female athletes ever to enter a cage. This fight wouldn't just be about two athletes. It would be a clash of eras, promotions, and legacies. It would be a groundbreaking moment that could reshape the very future of women's MMA. Valentina Shevchenko, preparing for her title defense at Madison Square Garden, remains the standard by which all flyweights are judged. Even at 37, her skill set is unmatched. Her timing, precision, discipline, and ability to break opponents down have defined her entire career. She has defended her title against every style imaginable and continues to push herself toward new challenges. A potential fight with Dakota Deva represents both a massive risk and an opportunity to secure her place as the undisputed GOAT of women's MMA. Meanwhile, Dakota has emerged as the top flyweight outside the UFC, a fighter with elite Muay Thai foundations, frightening knockout power, and an aggressive, pressure-heavy style that forces opponents into chaos. Analysts describe this matchup as legacy versus destiny, with the old guard facing the new wave. Dana White fully understands how monumental this fight could be, which is why he's pushing it harder than ever. Dakota's reaction to Dana's "Your next" message lit the MMA community on fire. Instead of offering a cautious, respectful response, she gave the kind of answer that only true killers give. She said, "I absolutely can, and I will. Put me in a cage with anyone." Style is violent, fearless, and unpredictable. That fearless mentality is exactly what makes people believe she could genuinely challenge Valentina today, not years from now. As excitement built, analysts like Dan Hardy added fuel to the fire by saying he believes Dakota could beat Valentina right now. That statement created an immediate divide in the MMA community. Longtime Valentina fans insisted her experience, composure, and technical mastery would overwhelm any challenger. Dakota supporters argued that her youth, size, power, and pressure-heavy approach give her the perfect formula to dethrone the queen. From social media debates to podcast discussions, the fight world became completely consumed by the hypothetical matchup. Even UFC matchmakers reportedly began paying close attention to Dakota's rise, recognizing the commercial and competitive potential of such a showdown. Meanwhile, PFL executives know that Dakota is becoming bigger than their own organization. This fight isn't just big, it's gigantic. It could draw record numbers, unify fan bases, and become the most important women's fight of the decade. The drama intensified when Valentina's camp dealt with a shocking real-life incident involving gunfire, raising concerns about her focus, safety, and mental state ahead of her scheduled fights. Dana White commented that situations like that can change a person, making them confront their own mortality. Even so, he hopes her upcoming bout with Holly Holm still goes forward. Amid that chaos, the MMA world continues to imagine what could come next. A cross-promotional superfight between PFL's rising superstar and UFC's long-standing champion. While fans analyze every detail, Dakota remains composed, continuing her training with the same intensity as before. She posts updates, stays consistent, and refuses to show fear. Her calm confidence during such a turbulent time only adds to her mystique. People are beginning to see her not just as a contender, but as a force of nature ready to take advantage of any opportunity the moment destiny calls. Dakota consistently shows deep respect for Valentina's legacy. She openly acknowledges that Valentina has dominated the sport longer than she has even been fighting professionally. She respects her accomplishments, her intelligence, and her technical mastery. But Dakota also knows time is moving forward. 11 years separate them. Dakota is entering her prime, while Valentina is battling age, injuries, and the pressure of defending her throne yet again. Dakota represents the new generation, fighters who are taller, stronger, more explosive, and raised in a modern MMA environment. If they meet, it won't be just about a belt or a ranking. It will be a battle between eras, a possible changing of the guard, or a dramatic reminder of why legends remain legendary. Both outcomes are equally powerful, and that duality is what makes the world obsessed with the possibility of this matchup. If this super fight happens, it will become one of the biggest events in MMA history. Two champions from rival promotions, two different eras of fighting excellence, two completely opposite styles, colliding under one cage. This isn't just a matchup, it's an event that could reshape the future of women's MMA. Dakota Deva, the undefeated powerhouse with a dangerous finishing instinct, standing across from Valentina Shevchenko, the most complete female fighter ever to compete. The new era versus the old guard, the rising storm versus the established queen, the bullet versus the diva. When these two step inside the cage, the entire world will pause. Fans, fighters, analysts, everyone will watch because they know this fight won't just crown a winner, it will define an era. It will answer the question, is the future already here? Or does the past still have one last chapter to write?